What are you a slave to? You see, in society, many people are slaves and they don't even know it. You see, many people, they think that slavery is just you being put in shackles and chains and you just being thrown off to another country or another city or state. But that's just one form of slavery. What are you a slave to? What are you in bondage to? You see, many people in society, they're in bondage, and the crazy part, they don't even know it. You in bondage, you don't even know it. That's the crazy part. You're in bondage, you don't even know what you in bondage to. You're a slave to it. You're a slave to something, and you're not even sure what you're a slave to. You're not even aware that you're a slave. You got people to where I'll give you an example. They are slaves to their phones. People they just walk with their head in the phone all day. They not even watch where they're going. They just walk and walk, and their mind is just so on their phone. They gotta check and see what's happening on Instagram, what's happening on TikTok. They almost bump into you when you walking past them, and they make it look like it's your fault. They wanna get mad at you and give you an attitude when they walk with their head in the phone. Think about how many people that have been accidentally killed walking while texting. They're over there walk across the street texting. They not even looking to see if any cars will come. They just have their head in their phone. Think about how many people text and drive. And they gotta put their phone at the air while driving, and they can't even just put their phone in Bluetooth. They gotta text while driving. Look how many people that they've, God forbid, killed. Look how many people look how many people have gotten themselves killed from doing that. All this texting and driving, and then you go into the afterlife, and at the end, was it really worth it? Your own life got cut short. Was it really worth it? Look how many people are slaves to these new trends. If there's something is trending, everybody gotta keep up with it. New iPhone comes out, everybody got crazy. Oh, I got the new iPhone. I got the new iPhone. You got the new iPhone, but guess what? You still struggling to pay your bills. So, are you really blessed in that area? You got the new pair of Jordans, but yet you going back home to your projects. Make that make sense. You over here buying $100,000 car. You lease $100,000 cars, expensive Mercedes and BMWs, but yet you don't even have a house for yourself. You over here spending all your money on liquor and drugs, and then they got the nerve to laugh at somebody who's taking their money and they're investing properly, invest their money into businesses, and invest their money into stock, something that could benefit them and their family, invest their money to the kingdom of heaven. Maybe these people, they laugh at God, they laugh at God's people, but yet they wasting their money on cigarettes and drugs, cigarettes and alcohol, stuff that's meant to destroy their health. Wasting your money in cancer sticks, wasting your money on drinks, alcoholic drinks that could destroy your whole liver and your whole insides. And yet you got the nerve to laugh at people. People are slaves to relationships. What their boyfriend tell them, they gotta do exactly what he says. The man not even willing to marry you. He not even willing to even commit to you. But if he says this, you gotta jump up and go. Your boyfriend says you can't go there, you jump up and go, you women. Same thing, you men. Your girl says you can't go here, you obey her. She not even ready to be a wife. She is comfortable being your girlfriend. But yet wherever she says, you obey. Your girlfriend tell you this man disrespected her. You even know if she's in the wrong or not. But if she says that man disrespected her, you just jump up and go fight them, man. And next thing you know, you go fight them, man, you get yourself in trouble. Get your whole life messed up. Put your own self at risk for nothing. You see, many people, they're slaves to they don't even know it. How many people are slaves to OnlyFans and sexual perversion? You a slave seeing women sell their body parts online. You can't wait on God to go get you a wife. You can't wait on God to send you a God-ordained wife. You can't wait on God. You even got old men doing OnlyFans now, so I'm going to talk about both men and women. You as a woman, you can't wait on God to send you a God-ordained husband. You over here paying for men's pictures. You a man, you paying for women's pictures. You guys are involved in sexual perversion. You a slave to sexual perversion, you don't even know it. People inside there's follow so many trends that just don't make sense. A celebrity says something, people gotta do it. Celebrity says support this cause, people just go along with it. They don't even know what the cause is about. A celebrity says support this president, it says support this other celebrity, they just go along with it. People don't even know what they're going along with. People are just sheep. Whatever they hear, they just go along with. They don't even do their proper research. People don't even look what is important and what's not. How many of these trends that's in your life is really important? If you buying the latest Jordans for $200, is that really something that's necessary when you got bills to pay? You buying a Gucci belt for $700, is that really needed when you're probably stuck living in the projects? You could have saved that money up and got yourself a better apartment, or saved that money towards a house, but yet you wasted in materialistic nonsense. Slaves to materialistic nonsense, a slave to keeping up with the Jonases. And then many people, they slaves to these things, and then they make you look like they're blessed. And then when you wearing regular clothes that's just regular, like $20 and $30, they make it look like you're poor. They make it look like you struggle, and they got the nerve to laugh at you when you're being smart with your money. But yet they wasting their money on foolishness. And yet some of these people, they got the nerve to be mad and to criticize God's people. You got some of God's people online who sell clothing. They selling clothing for $20, $30. All they do is selling clothing. You got people talk about, oh, I wonder how Jesus would feel about you selling his clothing. Last time I checked, a person selling a $20 or $30 Jesus shirt on eBay or Etsy, that's nothing compared to you buying Gucci shirts for $600. You got the nerve to criticize God's people, yet you a slave to materialistic nonsense. What has Gucci ever done for you? What has Louis Vuitton ever done for you? You support these brands, but have they ever helped paid your light bill? Have they ever helped paid your cable bill? Have they ever helped called and checked upon you? No. But guess what? I put my money into God's kingdom. You know why? Because at least God care about me. At least I know that Jesus Christ got my back. As long as I stay under him, I keep seeking his will, I know that God will always protect me and keep me safe. I know that God, he can guarantee me eternal life. Nothing that none of you expensive brands and no materialistic nonsense can do. You see, you guys, many people are caught up with this world. They're caught up with this world like it's forever. This world is soon going to be destroyed by the Most High God. The Son of God's going to come back, and he's going to rain havoc upon this world. He going to kill the Antichrist. He going to burn this earth and create a new earth and a new heaven. He going to judge the wicked. He going to judge everybody at Judgment Day. And yet you guys got your mind focused on this world instead of the world to come, instead of eternal life, which is forever. A lot of people, they got their mind and their priorities mixed up. You got your priorities set up on the wrong things. Your priorities set up on nonsense, stuff that can't even benefit you in the end. People rather chase relationships. People rather chase these love movies. People rather chase R&B. People are a slave to R&B songs. R&B singer tells you to get this type of man, you women go crazy. R&B singer tells you men to chase after certain type of woman, you guys go crazy. You got people, they slave to these influencers online. These influencers online talk about all men are bad. They talk about all women are bad. And many of you guys are a slave to it. You're a slave to it. You over here got this mentality like, oh, I'm not about to have no woman. I'm not about to have no man. They ain't no good. Forgetting that there's billions of people in the world and not everybody is the same. You're a slave to chase after these worldly women, these worldly men. But yet when somebody suggests you wait on God for your God-ordained wife, if you're a man, or you wait on God for your God-ordained husband if you're a woman, you talk about, oh, you ain't got no time to wait. Or many people, they claim that they're waiting on God. Then after 2 months after they single, they talk about, oh, I can't do it no more. I'm about to go out. God understand. No. You wait on your God-ordained spouse. You want God's best for your life, you gotta wait. Listen, real blessings from God can take time. Because God, you gotta build up. You gotta seek God's will. And God gotta see if you're faithful to him or not. So when you give up on God after 2 months and you go down your own path, that just shows where your heart was truly at from the beginning. You was not willing to wait. But you see, people wait 5 years, 10 years, 12 years for their God-ordained blessing. I salute them because they could wait. They know how to obey God. They know how to seek God's will. Those are people who are not slaves. Those are people who are sold out to Jesus Christ and not people who are slaves to this world. That's another one. You got people who are slaves to this world. People who are there slave to whatever the world is doing. Everybody else is watching NBA games. They gotta keep up with it. A lot of these people don't even watch NBA like that. They don't even really watch NFL like that. But because the whole world is doing it, they gotta keep up with it. Well, my friends are doing it, so I might as well do it. No, just because your friends are doing it don't mean you gotta do it. God created you to be yourself. He didn't create you to be like your friends. He created you for him. He created you to be you. He created you to be in his image. So why are you trying to be like those other people? You see, the most influential people in society are people who always stood out. People who are for a cause. People who are different. If you follow what everybody else is doing, you're just along with the sheep. Can a person really tell the difference between 10,000 red apples, or can they see that one green apple in that bunch? Well, you see, when you differ, you that one green apple in that bunch that anybody can spot. Because people gonna be like, wow, I wonder what that person is. I wonder what makes them so different than everybody else. Now you could do soul saving for a king of heaven. Now you can make an impact in people's lives. Compared to you being like the 10,000 other red apples that nobody could tell a difference between and be like, they're all the red apples. I don't see a difference. You see what I mean? When you like everybody else, when you following trends, when you a slave, you know different than majority of people in society. Because majority of people in society, they are slave to something. They're a slave to social media. They're a slave to their friends. They're a slave to relationships, they're a slave to TV, they're a slave to wherever their family says, versus that person who's different and who does not follow what society says and they going after what God says. You see, people go after what God says and they'll follow this world. Those are people who always succeed because they're not a slave. They sold out to Jesus Christ and they fully set free. And they don't care about what people think. They care about what God thinks. And those are people who I respect. You know why? Because there's not too many people like that in society. Those people, they got my utmost respect. Because I know it's not easy in this walk with God. But people who are willing to fight the good fight, I support them to the end. Because I know they fully sold out for God. And they're not slaves to this world that's soon to be destroyed.